Is that better? Can you hear me? Am I audible? Please say yes. That would be a great thing to happen. If not, I'll have to restart the computer and it'll be another few minutes. I'm ever so sorry. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be alive. Okay, I'll just wait till everyone is on. Good. Sorry. Basically, if you've got one of these lying around the house, don't put it in at any stage when you're trying to present a professionally run. There are guinea pigs here. Yes, Amy. Yeah. They're not mine. I mean, they're meant to be here. I haven't stolen someone else's guinea pigs just for quiz background, but they've just had some cucumber and they're very excited. Good, Sophie. Excellent. Right. I'm going to assume that everyone is ready. Hopefully you are ready. That's right. We're up to the same numbers as before. Good. Okay, question 16. Perhaps better known for appearing as Crichton on Red Dwarf, Robert Llewellyn presented which game show of sorts? Sort of a game show. Programme with competitive aspects. Between 1998 and 2008. The last series was presented by somebody in the picture round, I think. So between 1998 and 2008, Robert Llewellyn, who played Crichton in Red Dwarf, presented which game show of sorts? Lovely stuff. Question 17, ladies and gentlemen, is on sport, on the sport of football. Which England male footballer who made his debut against Croatia in October? Just question 16. 16, you've only missed, this is only question 2 of the actual questions, Ruth. Did you not hear the first one? The first one was, which game show of sorts was presented by Robert Llewellyn between 1998 and 2008, better known for appearing in Red Dwarf as Crichton? Yes, you can. You can have 16 again. Cool. Sorry, this is all my fault. And question 17 is on sport and football. Which player who made his debut for the England men's football team against Croatia in October 18, in so doing, became the first player to play for England who was born in or after the year 2000? Who was that player? Who, in making his debut for England against Croatia in October 2018, was the first player to play for England who was born in or after the year 2000? And when it's time for a new question, by the way, I'll be holding this up, this dastardly device. Question 18 is on literature, ladies and gentlemen. When she's not busy, but bravely defending people who don't want to be defended against something that isn't a threat. J.K. Rowling writes detective novels under the alias of Robert Galbraith. What is the slightly birdy name of the detective who features in the J.K. Rowling books written under the alias Robert Galbraith? What's the name of that detective? It has a slightly bird-like name. Lovely stuff. Question 18. Question 18, that was question 18. Question 19, ladies and gentlemen, is on the cakes of Wikipedia, which, by the way, if you'd like to sing the words cakes of Wikipedia to the tune of Streets of Philadelphia by Bruce Springsteen, feel free. I'm going to give you a description of a cake or savoury or sweet item. So savoury, sweet item. From Wikipedia, all you need to do is tell me what cake this is. All mentions of the cake are replaced by the word blank. The blank, alternatively called a black moon, gob in Pittsburgh, black and white, bob, or BFO for big fat Oreo, also recorded as deviled dogs and twins, is an American baked product that may be considered either a cookie, pie, sandwich, or cake. It is made of two round, mound-shaped pieces of usually chocolate cake or sometimes pumpkin, gingerbread, or other flavoured cakes, with a sweet, creamy filling or frosting sandwich between them. Whilst considered a New England classic and a Pennsylvania Amish tradition, they are increasingly sold throughout the United States. The blank is the official state treat of Maine, not to be confused with the official state dessert, which is, of course, blueberry pie. Gob, the Pittsburgh term, has been trademarked by the Dutch-made bakery in Johnstown. The owner, Tim Yost, bought the rights to the name and the process in 1980. The town of Dover-Foxcroft in Piscataqua County, Maine, has hosted the Maine Blank Festival since 2009. In 2014, more than 7,500 people attended the festival. The 2013 festival had 8 different blank vendors in attendance. Bakers from across Maine compete for top blank in a number of categories. What is that, ladies and gentlemen? I just don't want to read that again. I have no interest in reading that again, sorry. Got a very dry throat, I apologise. Question 20 is on films. I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that David Van Day has ever made adult films. I'm not saying that. But if he did, ladies and gentlemen, if he were he to do so, were he so to do, the David Van Day adult film would definitely be called A Fistful of Dollars. which coincidentally is also the first film in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy, starring Clint Eastwood as a man with no name. Third in this series is The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. What film's in the middle? So if A Fistful of Dollars is the first film, and The Good, the Bad and the Ugly is the final film in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy, which film is the filling in an itself sandwich? Question 21, ladies and gentlemen, is on sausages. People often come up to me in the street, they see me as an advocate of tubular meat products. They come up to me and say, Tom, can you please give us an item, a food item, that would be a meaty item that would be emblematic of electoral fairness and transparency? And I say, yes, I can. And I present them with a democracy sausage, ladies and gentlemen, a democracy sausage, which you're probably aware were a key part of election day celebrations in the 2019 general election between the chief rivals Bill Shorten and Scott Morrison. In which country? The democracy sausage, ladies and gentlemen, a key part of election day celebrations during the 2019 general election between chief rivals Bill Shorten, Labour, and Scott Morrison, lunatic. In which country? Question 22. Question 22. What I'm going to give you now are a series of 10 seemingly unconnected things, which upon closer scrutiny by you band of avid scrutineers are revealed to have a single unifying theme. All you need to do is tell me what links these items. What is that conjoining theme? So what links? A type of leather chair or sofa. Alfonso Ribeiro. The Battle of Blenheim. A cost of £400. A 1990 single by Madonna. Might be 89. I think it's 90. An England international footballer with the middle name Shaquille, current player. The US state of Virginia. A British wrestler born in Cotsall, Staffordshire, former bouncer, under the name Darren Matthews, who played aristocratic figures in the WWE and WCW. Julian Assange. And a former Kent and England batsman, now an umpire, and why he kept getting out caught behind. I'll give you those again as I'm benevolent. a type of leather chair or sofa. Alfonso Ribeiro. The Battle of Blenheim. Sum of £400. A 1990, perhaps 89, single by Madonna. No, 1990, definitely. An England international footballer current with the middle name Shaquille. The US state of Virginia. An aristocratic British wrestler, former nightclub bouncer, born in Codsall, Staffordshire, and with the name Darren Matthews. Not long now before Lollipop Man are called Darren. Julian Assange. And a former Kent and England batsman and umpire, and why he kept being given out caught behind. What links those 10 things? Question 23 is on music, ladies and gentlemen. What was the name of the legendary ghost ship doomed to sail the oceans forever without ever making port? It's also the subject of an opera by Richard Wagner off of X Factor. The name of the legendary ghost ship doomed to sail the oceans forever, never reaching land, which is good, never reaching port, which is better. Also the subject of an opera by Hitler's favourite, Richard Wagner. What's the name of that ship and opera in English? Yes, I will, Stephanie. The name of the legendary ghost ship doomed to sail the oceans forever without ever making port, which was also the subject of an opera by Richard Wagner. What is the name of that ship or opera? For they share a name. Question 24, ladies and gentlemen, is on TV. There may be those of you who look back fondly at the TV career of Lenny Bennett and think, God, I miss Lucky Ladders. I wish Lucky Ladders was back on. I think, and what I really would like to happen is for ITV to remake this programme, but drown it in that sort of stupid, overly technical quiz show jargon and make it be presented by someone who isn't primarily a TV presenter like Cliff Thorburn, and then put it on every single bloody day until everyone's sick of it after about 5 minutes. And that person who wishes for that to happen would then be immediately twonked in the mush by a cudgel. That's good. Well, for that person, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully none of you, I have some good news. Because that's exactly what ITV have done with their new daytime wordplay quiz, presented by Adil Ray off of Citizen Khan. What is it called, ladies and gentlemen? What is the name of the new ITV daytime quiz presented by Adil Ray? Wrong thing, but there we go. Question 25, ladies and gentlemen. People of yesteryear, very straightforward. By what nickname was the 18th century figure Lancelot Brown more commonly known? Lancelot Brown from the 18th century was more commonly known by their nickname. What was it? Question 26 is on sport. The Solheim Cup, ladies and gentlemen, the female equivalent of the Ryder Cup, in which professional European golfers face up their American counterparts, ladies and gentlemen. Let us not forget what a pleasure it is to see Michelle Wee up against her European opponents. But what is, ladies and gentlemen, what is the female equivalent of the Walker Cup, ladies and gentlemen, which is similar to the Ryder Cup, but for amateur golfers? So the Ryder Cup is for professional men, the Solheim Cup for professional women, the Walker Cup for amateur men. What is the competition for amateur female golfers? Question 27, also featuring the renowned singing talents of Vanessa Redgrave Rebecca Wren, Erina Takahashi, Alberto Urso, Bert the Bear, Marisha Wallace, her fellow countryman Bryn Terfel, and Bill Nighy. Which singer launched her Christmas spectacular in December, which filmed at the Albert Hall and shown in cinemas, which saw her leap into the UK box office top 10. Who was that, ladies and gentlemen? A musical Christmas spectacular featuring not only her singing, but also that of Vanessa Redgrave, Rebecca Wren, Erina Takahashi, Alberto Urso, Marisha Wallace, Bryn Terfel, and Bill Nighy. Her Christmas spectacular filmed in the Albert Hall, her favourite venue, which reached the UK box office top 10. Who is that one? Hidetoshi Nakata's let himself go, hasn't he? Question 28 came as a little bit of a surprise to me, I have to say, but I've just been shocked by a Boston stabber. What foodstuff am I, if I have just been shocked by a Boston stabber? What foodstuff am I? Question 29 is on science and an extremely moderate pun on the relevant SI unit. Which character in the Greek alphabet is used to denote resistance? A moderate pun on the SI unit. Which Greek character is used to denote resistance? And question 30 is on adverts. The best a man can get, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. It was for a long time the advertiser slogan of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get. However, in 2019, it was replaced with a new slogan accompanied by a controversial film. But what was this new slogan and film title? Displaying far less toxic masculinity and what we as men can do to combat it. It seems from some of the responses the answer is fuck all. The best a man can get was replaced by a very similar slogan. Gillette in 2019, which was also the title of a controversial film showing less toxic aspects of masculinity and what we as men may do to arrest our behaviour. What was that new slogan? Very similar. Okay, question 31 to 40, ladies and gentlemen. Another YouGov popularity poll. This one is the 10 most popular luxury brands. Luxury brands, okay? I'll tell you, there's one shop, and the other are brands which are a mix of fashion and accessories, I'd say. Broad term for fashion and accessories. Sort of things you'd find on the downstairs floor of a department store, basically. So one of them's a shop, and the other a combination of clothing and luxury accessories. And so on. That top 10, one in each box. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to pop off and have a cup of tea and a cigarette. I forgot my mug. Oh, you didn't follow. Sorry, I wasn't here, was it? The top 10 question. The top 10 luxury brands, Stephanie, in the UK. So the top 10 luxury brands, as of the YouGov polls, the top 10 most highly thought of luxury brands. One of them's a shop. The rest of them, the other 9, are a combination of fashion, broadly, very broadly fashion, and accessories. Not that broadly, but they do other stuff as well. You can't see the guinea pigs. I have no desire to touch them. They're not mine. I'm not a pet person at all. Sorry. I'm not sorry. If I'm not, why am I apologising for that? For 29, I need the Greek letter, by the way. The Greek letter. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. Is that okay? All of them, it's all those brands except 2 have been guessed. Okay. Well, we go. Question 41, ladies and gentlemen. I've only ever drunk martinis once in my life, and I didn't know what it was. And I was sort of drinking at about the same speed that you might drink, probably a pint, or maybe a glass of wine. No, a pint. It was quick. It was very quick. And within about 40 minutes, I was just nodding quietly on the table. Of course, there are various types of martinis, one of which is a porn star martini, which, other than being jam full of cocks, contains the puree and liqueur, derived from which fruit? A porn star martini contains both puree and liqueur derived from which fruit? Question 42, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to sculptors of prominent 19th century figures, you can't say much fairer than E.H. Bailey, ladies and gentlemen. Not only did he sculpt the figure of Nelson atop Nelson's column, needlessly dangerous, should have used his studio, and the statue of Robert Peel, both in Manchester and Ramsbottom, I believe. But he also did the sculpture of Earl Grey, found on Grey's Monument, 20 metres tall, and found in which English city? In which English city would you find Grey's Monument featuring the sculpture of Earl Grey by E.H. Bailey, which I provide just in case there's another one? Question 43 is on characters. Sir Lancelot, the homicidally brave, Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, Sir Dennis Galahad, the dashingly handsome, Sir Bedivere, the strangely flatulent, and Patsy, King Arthur's trusty servant stroke steed and constant companion. Of all characters in what work first seen in 2004? Sir Lancelot, the homicidally brave, Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, Sir Dennis Galahad, the dashingly handsome, Sir Bedivere, the strangely flatulent, and Patsy, King Arthur's trusty servant stroke steed and constant companion. Of all characters, found in which work from 2004? Question 44 is on video games, ladies and gentlemen. Shogun, Medieval, Rome, Empire, Napoleon, Attila, Warhammer, Thrones of Britannia, Three Kingdoms, and Troy. Of all games in the main series, of which overarching game series? Shogun, Medieval, Rome, Empire, Napoleon, Attila, Warhammer, Thrones of Britannia, Three Kingdoms, and Troy. Of all games in the main series, of which overarching game series? Question 45 is on film series. I apologise for this. This is the end of the list questions. I apologise. Oh, it's not actually. It's not at all. But this is another list question. A Shot in the Dark was the first sequel, and subsequent films in the series include The Return of Blank, The Blank Strikes Again, Revenge of the Blank, Trail of the Blank, Curse of the Blank, and Son of the Blank. The second sequel is named after the lead character, I haven't mentioned that one, and the films were reimagined in the 2000s. What film series is that? A Shot in the Dark is the first sequel, and The Return of Blank, The Blank Strikes Again, Revenge of the Blank, Trail of the Blank, Curse of the Blank, and Son of the Blank, where blank is the correct answer. Amongst the films in which film series the second sequel, not named above, be named after the lead character, these films were reimagined in the 2000s with a different cast, plot, and similar critical reception. Probably less positive, but they are rubbish. All of them, really. Good cast, but rubbish. Question 46, the camelopard. The camelopard, which is neither a camel, which was created by a child, or a leopard, or correctly leopard, created by Jules Leopard. The camelopard is a former name of which notable animal, noteworthy, record-breaking animal? The camelopard is an archaic term for which animal? Question 47 is on sport and history. Which two countries, ladies and gentlemen, with some shared interest, which reflects badly on them, really, meet every year in rugby union to compete. I keep doing that, putting an extra L in words, to compete for the Old Alliance Trophy. The Old Alliance Trophy is held between which two clubs every year, which two international teams every year in rugby union? Okay. Question 48, ladies and gentlemen, is on disambiguation. If you put this search term into Wikipedia, you may take and go to the disambiguation page, you will see potential entries under this name. For a poem by Baudelaire, the correct but seldom used name for a well-known ballet, an electronics manufacturer, a city and river near Perth, Australia, a London theatre, several comets, and in Latin a constellation, the inventor of the filament light bulb, smoking-related paraphernalia, and a bird. What could that be, ladies and gentlemen? The disambiguation page for Wikipedia entry, which contains a Baudelaire poem, the correct but seldom used name for a ballet and electronics manufacturer, a city and river near Perth, Australia, a London theatre, several comets, and a constellation, although that is in Latin. the inventor of the filament light bulb, smoking-related paraphernalia, and a bird. What word is that? Question 49 is on TV and politics, and I imagine the main reason everyone joined here was for a question on the 1984 Chesterfield by-election. It seemed the ideal time for Tony Benn to return to politics, ladies and gentlemen. He was victorious, but one of the people he beat, standing in his way, was a well-known actor who stood specifically to block Tony Benn's return to Parliament. The actor took his stage name from a popular brand of sweets and was notable for his roles in the Carry On films, the TV series, not at the time, but since, Heartbeat, as well as starring roles in sitcoms such as The Gaffer and probably most famously, Oh No, It's Selwyn Frodditt Magic. Who is that actor? An actor who took his stage name from a popular brand of sweets, appeared in Carry On films later, Heartbeat, as well as The Gaffer and Oh No, It's Selwyn Frodditt, who stood against Tony Benn specifically to prevent his return to Parliament unsuccessfully in the 1984 by-election for the parliamentary constituency of Chesterfield. Who is that man? Question 50 is on films. One of the real-life people he played in films was the prisoner and escapee Henri Charrière, who was in prison for murder, which he claimed not to have committed. Was known by a certain nickname, and he was portrayed by this man in a film of 1973. In 2019, this man himself was played by Damian Lewis in the 2019 film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Who is that actor? So he himself, the actor, played real-life prisoner and escapee Henri Charrière in the film of 1973, the title of that film being the nickname of Henri Charrière. He himself was played in the 2019 film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Damian Lewis. Who is that actor? Question 51 is on transport. A ferry crossing has existed in this location across the Thames, dating back to the 14th century. The crossing is now operated by London River Services on behalf of Transport for London. The north end links to the North Circular by London City Airport, a short drive away. And the south end links to the South Circular by a DLR station whose name would give this answer away. By what name is this crossing commonly known? So the north side of the crossing links to the North Circular very close to London City Airport. And the South Circular on the south side by a DLR station whose name would give this answer away. By what name is this crossing commonly known? Question 52. You know what it's like, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it's like when you get married. No, I presume it's all right. You get married and you expect, don't you? You do expect to receive an earldom when you get married. But then imagine if you were unlucky enough to be Prince Edward, ladies and gentlemen, who didn't get an earldom for when he was married. Normally, you would receive a Scottish title upon when, but he didn't. So he had to wait until his 51st birthday, ladies and gentlemen, when he became the Earl of which Scottish town? It is the county town of Angus, and notable for its involvement in some playful sporting wordplay. What is that town? The county town of Angus, notable for its involvement in some playful sporting wordplay. And of which Prince Edward received the earldom for his 55th birthday as a consolation prize for not receiving a Scottish title on the event of his wedding, which obviously is deserved. Which town is that? Question 52, ladies and gentlemen, is on geography and national anthems. The oldest music used in a national anthem that is known dates back to 1572. Okay, so the country dates back as far as 1572, if not more. The words to this national anthem are an acrostic with the first letter spelling out the spelling of William of Nassau, the national hero of this country, Willem von Nassau, who is a national hero. Which country is this? A country which has the oldest music used in the national anthem, the music dating back to 1572. The words of this album are an acrostic, the first letters of each line, spelling the name Willem von Nassau, who is a national hero. Which country is this? Question 54, ladies and gentlemen, is on films. The Golden Raspberry Awards, ladies and gentlemen, like the anti-Oscars, I explain this every time, I apologise. Nominated both in the same year Johnny Depp in the film Mordecai and Kevin James in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 for the worst on-screen combo, ladies and gentlemen. The worst on-screen combo. In both instances, in both instances, they were nominated for their combination with what? Johnny Depp in Mordecai and Kevin James in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, nominated for Golden Raspberry Awards for the worst on-screen combo for their performance in association with what? There's one necessary word you need to give me in that answer. Question 55 is on sport. LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James is currently the third highest point scorer in the history of the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. He's the only member of the top four whose first name does not begin with which letter? The basketball league in America have a first name that begins with which letter? One of them used to actually have a name which began with an L. Fun facts. The only member of the top four point scorers in the NBA whose name does not begin with the same letter is LeBron James. Which letter do the other three start? And question 56, ladies and gentlemen, which word of 5 letters or more, one word, 5 letters or more, has appeared in the title of hit singles by all the following artists? Simple Minds, JLS, Bon Jovi, The Hollies, Pearl Jam, and the Electric Light Orchestra. The Electric Light Orchestra. So one word, 5 letters or more, has appeared in the title of hit singles by Simple Minds, JLS, Bon Jovi, The Hollies, Pearl Jam, and the Electric Light Orchestra. What is that word? Right, ladies and gentlemen. There are 12 music questions. Get on with them. Make sure you write the artist and song title in the right space. I'm going to give you till 10:15. Okay? Good. Away you go. Right, yeah, so 10:15. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes. you want to shut the door so you're not too the lights out, it's left in. Hello, everyone. I can't remember how long I said you had. You got 14 minutes. I just need to collate some things. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Then it's time for your pointless and jackpot questions. I haven't written the jackpot question yet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yeah, or your pointless questions. As ever, I gave 100 of my friends 100 seconds to name as many of the following things as possible. What you're looking for is ones that none of them said. Okay? So you need pointless answers for, according to Wikipedia, any of the top 50 busiest airports in the world. Okay, that's 2019 stats. Okay, are the ones on Wikipedia, probably most helpful anyway. The 50 busiest airports in the world. I need the name of the airport, by the way. I need, or anyone who sang on the BBC's lockdown version of Oasis's Stop Crying Your Heart Out, anyone who sang, or any football manager who has won the top division of English football since the Second World War. Okay? Your jackpot question, ladies and gentlemen, is how much in grams, ladies and gentlemen, when it was weighed, did the world's largest ever truffle weigh? The largest ever truffle in grams. When it was weighed, it was apparently considerably heavier when it was found, but due to evaporation, it had lost weight. So the largest ever truffle. I'm going to give you 5 or 6 minutes, okay? Until 22:23. Okay? To finish that. When you've finished, save, tick the 3 boxes, and finish. Okay? And that's the heaviest truffle in grams. When it was weighed. Lovely stuff. Some very good answers coming in here. Oh, sorry. The pointless questions are. I'll give you an extra couple of minutes. Was that your feed or was it everyone's feed? So the pointless questions are: any of the 50 world's busiest airports in 2019. They're the latest figures on Wikipedia. Any manager to have won the top division of English men's football since the Second World War, or any person who sang on the BBC's lockdown version of "Stop Crying Your Heart Out." Your jackpot question, tiebreak question, not jackpot question, tiebreak question is the weight in grams when it was weighed of the world's largest ever truffle. Okay, so all right, David. I'll give you an extra couple of minutes. Cool. And when you have finished, tick the boxes, put save and finish. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Amy and Dave have finished, and they were the ones who stream froze. So you've got 30 seconds to finish off. 30 seconds. Okay, I'm closing the quiz in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm just marking these. 5, 4, 3. Quality mishearing. Sorry. 1. Go. We are finished, ladies and gentlemen. We are finished. And here are your answers. Some good scores tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Some good scores. Acceptably straightforward, as we will see. Here are your answers. So the pitch round. The first one was Tina Fey. Then it was Jeff Bezos. Then Therese Coffey, who's awful. Then Double Dare, Quizzical Challenge. It's Peter Simon. Then Dick Strawbridge, ladies and gentlemen, who presented the final series of Scrap Heap Challenge, as well as doing other things. Professor Pat Pending, ladies and gentlemen, Pat Pending. Number 7, Pastel de Nata, the lovely little Portuguese tarts. The 8th one is Mark Walters, the former Liverpool player, Mark Everton Walters. 9th one is Johnny Greenwood. 10, that is, of course, a cake of Lionel Messi, ladies and gentlemen, in the approximately 10-week period he had a beard. 11th is Russell T. Davis. Number 12 is Mo Gilligan, who is a judge on The Masked Singer and also presents The Big Nasty Show, because Big Nasty is too moronic. 13 is the ancient tribal Queen Sexburger, ladies and gentlemen. Queen Sexburger, now Saint Sexburger. 14 is voicemail, although I gave you lots of other things because it was piteous. And the 15, flogging a dead horse. On to the questions. Number 16. That TV show Scrap Heap Challenge. 17, Jadon Sancho, the first player born in the year 2000 to play for England. 18, Cormoran Strike is the detective in the J.K. Rowling novels. 19, that's a whoopie pie, ladies and gentlemen, whoopie pie. 20, the film is For a Few Dollars More. 21, they were the chief rivals in the general election in Australia. 22, the type of leather chair sofa is a Chesterfield. Alfonso Ribeiro, of course, played Carlton in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Battle of Blenheim was won by the Duke of Marlborough. £400 would buy you Mayfair in Monopoly. The 1990 single by Madonna is Vogue. The international footballer there is Raheem Sterling. The state of Virginia, her state capital is Richmond. The British wrestler was William, or Stephen if you prefer, William Regal. Julian Assange basically lives in an embassy, ladies and gentlemen, and the former Kent and England batsman, now umpire, why he kept being out caught behind, was Mark Benson and Edges. They're all brands of cigarettes, ladies and gentlemen. 23, the ship and opera is The Flying Dutchman. 24, Lingo is that TV series. Not good. 25, Lancelot Capability Brown. 26, The Curtis Cup is the equivalent there. 27, Catherine Jenkins, the singer. 28, The Boston Stabber is Bothering an Oyster. 29, The Omega and the Ohm, ladies and gentlemen. So Omega. 30, The Best Men Can Be was the new slogan. 31 to 40, the luxury brands are Rolex, Swarovski, Hugo Boss, excellent uniforms, very smart, Calvin Klein, Chanel, Ralph Lauren, Estee Lauder, Ted Baker, Armani, and the shop is Harrods, ladies and gentlemen. 41, the Porn Star Martini contains passion fruit, puree and liqueur. 42, it's found in Newcastle upon Tyne. 43, they're characters in Spamalot, the musical. 44, Total War is the game series there. Total War, not Age of Empires, Total War. 45, the Pink Panther. 46, the camelopard is a former name of the giraffe. 47, the Order Lions. I wonder what these two have done in common. Between Scotland and France, ladies and gentlemen. 48, the Swan. Disambiguation there. 49, Bill Maynard, who also, of course, appeared in the TV show Maynard's Bill with Bill Maynard, which was very poor. 50, Steve McQueen, ladies and gentlemen. Papillon was the nickname of Henri Charrière. Papillon. 51, the Woolwich Crossing. 52, the Scottish town and notable in playful sporting contests was Forfar, ladies and gentlemen. He's 54455. 53, the Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen, the Netherlands. 54, well done if you got this. They won the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst On-Screen Combo with them and their glued-on moustaches, ladies and gentlemen. 55, the third highest point scorer in the history of the NBA is not M, Michael Jordan, he's fifth. It is K, ladies and gentlemen, for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Actually, my name's Captain Roger Murdoch. No, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Carl the Mailman Malone. He always delivers, except in the NBA Finals. And Kobe Bryant, ladies and gentlemen, who doesn't do very much at all anymore. 56, the word in all those song titles is alive, ladies and gentlemen. Alive and Kicking. The Club is Alive by JLS. Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi, Jonathan Jovi, of course. I'm Alive by the Hollies, Alive by Pearl Jam, and I'm Alive Again by the Electric Light Orchestra. Your music questions, ladies and gentlemen, your music questions were as follows. The first one was Dusty Springfield with You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. Then Bruce Springsteen with version of Blinded by the Light, the original, later covered by Manfred Mann's Earth Band. And then it was The Alarm with 68 Guns. And then Crowded House with It's Only Natural. The Strokes with Reptilia. Sia feat Sean Paul with Cheap Thrills. Bill Oddie with his version of On Ilkenmore Bartat, made to sound like With a Little Help from My Friends by Joe Cocker. Then Barry White with You See the Trouble with Me. REM with Pops on 89, Green Day with Welcome to Paradise, Doves with Catch the Sun, and Years with King. Your pointless answers are, ladies and gentlemen, for the airports, you could have had Madrid Barajas, Sokarno Hatta, Seattle Tacoma, Benito Juarez Airport, Mexico City, Charlotte Douglas Airport, Ninoy Aquino, Newark Liberty International, George Bush International, and Narita International, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Well done if you got that. The singers, you could have had someone, Izzy Bizu, Ella Air, KSI, Lauv, Ava Matt, Jack Savaretti, Jay Sean, Anushka Shankar, and Yola. And the managers, very, very difficult this. You have Bob Jackson, the manager of Portsmouth, when they won in 46-7, I think. Arthur Rowe, who was the manager of the first Tottenham team to win the league in 1951. Tom Whittaker, who was the Arsenal manager in the mid-50s. Ted Drake, who was the manager of the first Chelsea team to win the title. Harry Potts, who's the manager of the Burnley side that won the title in 1962, I think. And then Harry Catterick, who won it twice with Everton in 1970 and 1960, maybe. I don't know. I think maybe 60. Former manager Sheffield Wednesday, of course. And the tiebreak question, the world's heaviest ever truffle weighed 1,786 grams. Not, as one team put, 500,000 grams. That's half a ton, and it's a truffle. Okay? Your scores, ladies and gentlemen, your leaderboard. Indicating, in 7th place, indicating that this quiz was slightly easier than normal, but within an acceptable range. It was Amy and Dave with 43. In 6th, with 46, the Garnstaple Otters. In 5th, and I don't know who you are, the Big Mad Dave Crave with 49. In 4th, No Effin' Pub with 56. Yes, Nicholas. Yes, also true. In 3rd, with 58, £5 down the Swanee. Which reminds me, those of you who would be kind enough to donate, please follow the PayPal link. Many of you have done already, appreciated. In 2nd place, with their score of 61, are universally challenged. So in first place, the regular winners, the Chords, with their score of 64. A warm round of applause. Thank you all for taking part. I'm very impressed by some of your work. Other bits of your work are very poor. There'll be another quiz at the same time next week. That's probably slightly earlier next week because I'm going to be ready. Thank you all for taking part. It's beautiful and to see your increasingly beautiful online presences. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you, Ruth. Bye-bye.